Each week, I'm going to pick a zip code. We're going to talk about it. We're going to deep dive into it, take a look at it, and see if it's the right place for you to invest. So here we go. Today, I am actually choosing the market 60652, which is the Ashburn market. Let's go ahead and I'm going to take a look at a couple different things here. The first is niche website. Now, none of this is my ratings. None of this is my opinion. This is from niche.com and how they view the place. So take it with a grain of salt, take it for what it is. But we have an overall B grade, public schools a B minus, an A minus for nightlife, which is kind of interesting to me because my grandma lived there when I was growing up and all I can think of is the bowling alley. So I'm not sure where else people are hanging out at, but apparently the nightlife has grown quite a bit over there. A for diversity, B minus for housing, B plus good for families, C plus for jobs. We've got a population of 41,074. So we are looking at, here's another good one, B for commute. So some public transportation, some bus routes over there. There's some ways to get around. This is saying the median home value is $250,500. And I'm actually going to jump into the MLS here in a little bit. And I actually don't think that's quite accurate. So we'll look at that in a little bit. I also wanted to touch base on crime. I'm actually going to be posting a blog. So be on the lookout for it with all the different zip codes in Chicago and how many violent crimes, how many robberies, and how many vandalisms they had in each zip code. But out of the 57 zip codes in Chicago, yes, I'm aware there's 77 neighborhoods, but there's only 57 zip codes. Some zip codes have multiple neighborhoods in them. But out of those 57, Ashburn ranks 18th as the 18th least amount of crime. So less crime than a lot of other spots on the south side and a lot of spots that it surrounds. So it is overall, an overall a B grade. And crime sort of in that top half of better places in terms of low crime. So that's where we are and the demographics or whatever you want to call that for the area. Now let's go ahead and take a look at, I'm going to go ahead and share. Actually, sorry, I thought I was first time jitters here. Let's go ahead and share this here. This is the website I was looking at. Again, niche.com. I'm going to be going here for you guys. And here is the ratings. If you guys want to screenshot it or do whatever with it, we can take a look at that. And I'm going to be going through. I'm going to pick a new zip code. So if you got a zip code you want me to review like this, mention it in the comments below, and I will go ahead and review that for you. But yeah, that's what niche.com has. Let's go over to our Info Sparks presented by, this is what we get from our MLS data. And we're going to take a look here. The blue line, let me make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. Nope, let me move it over. All right, so the blue line that you see is the Ashburn area, the 60652 area. The red line is the entire MLS area. So you can see what's average, right? Right now I'm on market time. And the market time is up. We had a dip where everything in January sold really quickly for some reason. And now we're back around 67 days, which is 4 days less than the average, or 4 days more. I'm sorry, 4 days more than the average MLS, but it's not significant. Houses are still selling. We can see percent original list closed. Is actually higher than the MLS, meaning that majority of the homes that are listed are closing. They're not sitting on the market. They're not going out. So we're seeing some good stuff there. Let's go ahead and look at months supply. It's basically at zero. It is hard to find stuff. There's not as many things going for sale here. And I'm going to show you what's listed. We're going to jump over to MLS in a little bit. I'll show you guys what is listed. And there is, some decent spots. There's some decent things that you can get into if you decided to. And yeah, I would definitely think about coming here for investing just by looking at these stats. Now let's keep diving in on these info stats. Let's look at sales price. Again, it's not the highest. The average in the entire MLS area is 348. Here right now, it's 316. But the percent change, if you bought a year ago, and the percent change from last year to this year is 13%, the average in Chicago is only 7.1. Now, here's the thing about this area that is sort of a downside if you are an investor. If you're in the 60652 area, you're probably looking at single family homes. There's a few 2 to 4 units that come up every once in a while, and they go under contract very quickly just because there's not a lot of them. And there's a few 5+, but again, not a whole lot. This is a community that is built with houses and homes that are, some of these people have been living in the area for a long, long time. So, it's a community that's been around for a while and is very, not much has changed over the years, in my opinion. But let's take a look at homes for sale right now. And again, it's showing very low. I'll show you the actual data here in a second. That's not 100% accurate, but there is some stuff here. Let's look at sales price. Again, 316, up 13%. And price per square foot, we'll take a look and see if there's any data on here for it. Some of these pop up well, some don't. So it's actually listing so this is interesting. It's smaller areas, or smaller homes, I should say. But, and the reason I'm saying this is because the average price is less than the entire MLS, but the per square foot is $221, which is up 10% from last year, which is a huge thing. So when you're buying, you should often be looking at getting the best appreciation you can get, because again, here's the best part about real estate is that you can put down 25%. And let's say it's $100,000. For every $100,000 the house is worth, you're going to put down $25,000. But when that house goes up 10%, you didn't just make 10% on the $25,000. You made 10% on the $100,000. So we'll take a look right now at the average of what's listed right now. So I got this guy up right now, but here's what is active right now. And I only pulled up 3 and 4 bedrooms. There was I didn't go above 5 and I didn't go below or look at 2 bedrooms, which there are a couple houses that are 2-bedroom houses for sale. But for what we're looking for, that wouldn't be a great idea. But we're listed between 224 for the lowest and the highest being 449. Let's take a look at some of these. 7958 South Knox listed for 224. No photos, so can't really tell you much there. All right, 224 here. We got 3801. Let's take a look at these photos. Make sure you guys are seeing them. Yep, perfect. So this house needs a little updating, but honestly, you could probably paint those cabinets and consider this rent ready. So you're looking at really a painting and a deep clean in this one. And this is a 3-bed, 1-bath. We have another one down the block from here, a 3-bed, 1-bath that's renting for $2,600. So to find something that is well within the 1% range is huge, right? So we're within the 1% range here at 224. It doesn't look like there's much to do. It just really needs some paint and you're ready to go. This area, just to give you a heads up, they brought up a good point about the transportation. It's actually good transportation. It doesn't have the orange line or red line or anything like that a lot of the South Side neighborhoods does, but it does have a metro stop. So it's easy access to downtown in a lot of these areas that you can get to. That's just really cool. And again, 8005 South Campbell, let's take a look at these photos. This one needs work, right? You need to they're putting new floors in, new cabinets, all that stuff. So this is a flip opportunity right here. But let's look at so 226 for a 3-bed plus 1 down and 1.5 baths, okay? How many square feet? Let me just see here if I can find that. Doesn't have the square feet, but I mean, I would say you're looking at brand new flooring. Let's just assume that there's going to be some CapEx, whether it's the HVAC or the roof, and call that 20 grand, call flooring 20 and a paint. I mean, a little bit older electric, but I think you can get away without doing it if you want to rent it or push it out. Let's say it's 50 or 60,000 of rehab. You're at 287, maybe 300 in value. And I mean, you're looking at all these down here that are listed for 375, 389. There's value here that you can flip. If you can turn that into something like this for 80 grand even, you're still walking away with a $40,000 or $50,000 profit. So, man, this area right now is ready to be flipped. And I would actually say it's almost even a better flipping area because you see such a big spread between, the lower end 230, 250s for some of the lower end stuff and, getting all the way up to the 449, 780, 826. And look at InfoStarks. I won't take you guys with me here, but what was the average? The average sales price, 316. And obviously with the average, if you make something a lot better than what is average, you're going to get more for it. So you can really get somewhere in the 350s, 380s in this neighborhood. And that's what I want to show you guys. And again, with rentals, for a 3-bed, 2,600 is what we're getting from CHA for one of our clients. If you are looking to start an investment journey and need advice, whether it is for flipping, whether it is for rentals, especially if you're looking for management so you don't have to do it on your own, reach out to us, DM me on this page, whether you're watching on LinkedIn or Facebook, and we'd be happy to help you and help you find that next investment. All right, guys, again, if you guys are seeing this, let me know your comments. Let me know what you think of this. I'm going to start doing it every week. And if you guys like it, I'll see about adding more to it, et cetera, and hopefully maybe get some guests and all that stuff on here. So we'll talk later on. And if you guys are around, be on the Straight Up Chicago podcast page. Be on the lookout on Thursday for me and Mark to go live and talk about managing properties some more. All right, guys.